So I've been to Easter Island on one of Joseph of Arimathea's ships when I was a young man. And the local inhabitants all, at the time, were all 7 different tribes of Israel. So we've got 202 layers. We've got the height 5449 pyramid inches, which is the value of Isaiah 1919 and 1920. There it is there. Top is the Hebrew. There's all the Hebrew numbers down the side, 25449. There's the 2 scriptures. In a day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. In that day means future. They'll be saying the Egyptians built it and they have no idea what they're talking about, these people today. The Egyptians, for example, had no written language. They had no mathematics. I mean, how would they write pi? An arrow stuck in a horse's ass or something? Hippopotamus, perhaps. No. So the Lord number is 6666, not 666. That's how many times it's found in the Bible. King James, 1611 only. That's why they've changed the Bible and recorded these numbers. So we have the diagonal of 1077.26 feet, only possible when the entire structure is in place with a missing capstone and the Holy Spirit on the outside of the garment. And that's why we got the importance of Charles I and his mother, who were both beheaded by these monsters, Jew-backed, money-driven Khazars of England, Scotland. So the people of New Guinea have been kept in the dark by the churches. They're all raving on about Jesus. But when Jesus shows up, they don't want you to know about it. Because they are the great whore. All Christianity is the great whore. So we have my mother being born in 1912. So we look at Revelation 19:12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. So if I was dropping out the sky on a giant horsey, why would I need a new name? The new name is because it's genetic. Everyone who gets on the earth has got to come via the womb, and that's why I come via the womb, by the Virgin in the first place. Now, the first solar eclipse was on March the 17th, 1923. The length of the eclipse from the altar to where it occurred in Australia is 6986.4 nautical miles, and the term I am is found 698 times in the 1611, and the Greek concordance for 698 is Marshall, Rock of Ayers. Now we see that between Saturday the 17th of March 1923 and Wednesday the 14th of November, Prince Charles' 64th birthday, the Antichrist himself, in 2012, is the last solar eclipse. So there's 202 solar eclipses that will occur between those 2 dates. The distance in time is 32750 days. Michelle was 32.75 years old when she gave birth to Rhiannon, her youngest daughter, on the 20th of December 1979 in Geelong, Australia. Sunlight 888 minutes from sunrise to sunset. And the number 3275, either in years or days, 32750 days, is found in 1 Chronicles 5:13, Jacquin 3275. Right next to it is Zion. In years, that could be 2.127, which is the age difference between Rhiannon and my youngest daughter, Nicole Eileen, November the 2nd, 1977. Cornell. So there's the 32750 days from March the 17th, 1923 to November the 14th, 2012. Now we're crossing the Milky Way galaxy and we'll enter the first day of paradise on the Sabbath, the 22nd of December 2012, and it is also the end of the 26,000 year precession of the equinox. You'll have to look that up on the internet to see what exactly it is. However, my grandfather, Alf Marshall, was 26,000 days old when I was born. So we got March 17th, 1923, the first solar eclipse. Here we see the displacement factor. It's the espouse and espousal, same number, 286.1. Reduced the 36524.24 down to 36238.14, and the 3623 is also espousal. So here they are, the 2861 Hebrew, and the 3623 is also espousal. All around the world there are magnificent structures that defy imagination. For modern historians to suggest that it wasn't possible for ships to leave England and travel the entire world, when the shipping trade in England dates back to 2500 BC. The ships that were used were similar to the Roman galleys that had hundreds of oarmen. This enabled the ships to move freely in and out of river ports. Padstow in England, you couldn't sail out of these ports, you had to row out. So the types of ships that were used with the money that was made by Joseph of Arimathea, with the warning that the Romans were going to destroy Jerusalem by 70 AD, and that there would be an attack against the followers of Jesus that lasted 350 years, with the Romans capturing people from the United Kingdom, taking them to the Colosseums. This is why there are 6 million British skulls under Rome today, in the catacombs. They are thought to be running in the neighbourhood of 888 miles of catacombs under Rome. So the ships with 100 oarmen would also transport hundreds of people around the world. And this is why the British, who have the ancient records, and the Vatican that have ancient records, were following the steps of the tribe of Judah that spread around the world and occupied Tahiti, Fiji, Solomon Islands, right the way up into New Guinea, and of course along the coastline of Australia. The Aboriginal people today, for example, if a woman is a native and she's black with all the Aboriginal features and she marries a white man, quite often the children will be totally white with blue eyes, blonde hair. It's quite common for Aboriginal children to be born of black